we believed that we were an industrialized nation and that, something like this could never, ever happen to us. No, not us. You know what I'm saying? Definitely not us. I mean, are you serious? Not us.
Law. And for 22 years as a former Wayne County judge, I put on for my city, East Side.
So that's my point, is that we got to be very, very careful. Here they are since September. And I understand philosophically, what the the world is concerned about. Well, we don't want to give too much airtime to what's going on in China. But do you know what that would potentially do to the United States if there is a concentrated world currency that is based on a crypto type of form of currency, backed, however, by gold? Never has that been a consideration because it really wasn't a need for it. It was a time that, even though we had philosophical differences, you did not have industrialized countries growing as fast as they did. So what Russia do? They're like, okay, we're going to come over and we are going to act as though we are concerned about, the United States, and we're going to convert and we're going to get a McDonald's. And what they were able to do was to understand how we move, how we roll. And then what did they do? Out of nowhere, it seems to me, they attacked the Ukraine. Did nobody see this coming? Why? Because we are consumed by things that are salacious, that things that are emotional, things that are passionate. So we woke up one day, we went to sleep, and we woke up and they're in war with the Ukraine. Nobody knew about that because we're sleeping. We are sleeping on development. We are sleeping on our enemies. We're sleeping. And we're sleeping in their belief we're greedy and we're lazy. And all we want the party to keep going. And that is that we're number one, that, that we number one in the world. But how is it that we were able to develop products that need a little microchip that we don't develop? Think about that. We are so dependent on a country other than ourselves to give an integral part of what we need to keep going. How do we do that? Being cheap. See, we'd rather say, well, Taiwan makes them and they're $2. If we had to manufacture them, we got to build factories, we got to employ people, we'll spend $15. But you missed your dependence on them because now you're vulnerable. Car sales are being stalled in part because of those little chips. Everything we have in our house is with them little chips. It's my belief, if you don't pay now, you're going to pay later. And that's what's going to happen to us. Because if China takes over Taiwan and takes over the production of these little microchips, they're going to bring us to our knees. Why aren't we in the United States manufacturing them? Oh, it's cheaper to go overseas. Listen, we're a superpower. Who will ever come against the United States? Hey, we them people, they're not going to do that to us. Oh, there's no way. And we are embroiled in things and don't even realize these people over here, China and Russia, coming together to make a world currency. And we sleeping. Oh, what was it called? Talk about the bird flu in Wuhan. How something in Wuhan gonna affect the United States? We are a superpower. We are above everyone. We are under God. It's God and it's Americans. You see what happened with COVID? We didn't believe it could. I know when I read about it, I was like, ain't no way no bird flu gonna get over here. People were traveling, it became airborne, and the rest, we already know. Now, what happens? What happens with billionaires? What you think? What did I just say? We compete for the cheap. Who can do this the cheapest, right? That's what we think. You don't think billionaires gonna think that? How can I get the most for my money? I don't want to be taxed and all of this. So if I got money, where should I put it? If this new world currency is developed, I know I probably be offering 20% to them because it's backed by gold, so that I can get that money. And before you know it, they're going to compete in the return and accessibility that you could get with banks. When we go to the grocery store, well, not the grocery store, but to the what do you call it? Gas stations. What you see, them little Bitcoins. Bitcoin was a test to see, could it work? Maybe, I don't know. People understand that there has to be another form of currency that can be made, that can be accessible. What do we find? Many people who were in drugs, illegal stuff, they start buying stuff in Bitcoin. Dealerships accept Bitcoin. It's not traceable, but you got access to your money, but the government can't seize your money. So it's a win-win situation. We gotta start being more concerned about what's going on behind our back. I believe, and I understand, what the president was saying, that, we don't want to have people who are there, attending these conferences. Well, how the hell else you gonna know what they over there doing? Hell, Russia lived over here with us openly for 20 years, learning everything. But we can go to a conference and they were invited. Now, why they invite, I don't know. But maybe probably to say, I want y'all to come so y'all can see what we got in store for y'all, because it's coming. And let me say this to you. Oh, that ain't gonna happen. The mighty dollar. Let me say this to you. There turns out to be another form of currency, a cryptocurrency backed by gold. The US dollar is going to have a serious problem. Serious problem. Because we have the pound with Britain. We have the dollar with us. It's not unified. China, Russia, and some other countries are considering putting this together as their form of currency. You think about that. What's the number one reason why they can't keep a prime minister in Britain? Because of the volatility of this economy. This economy is messed up. But see, think about it. This all go to pride. The pound, we've had that for thousands of years. There is no way we are going to go into business with the United States with dollars. In the United States, it's no way we're going to go into business with the pound. Are you serious? Our pride is going to get us in some trouble. We'll be back. I'm going to try something new, too. We'll be back.
A wise man once said,
Side, north side, west side too. Now let me come and bring my skill and talent and work for you. criminal appeals, divorce, auto accidents, probate, and more. We do everything. That's what we do. Give us a call today so we can come and work for you. 1-833 Vonda Law. I put on for my city. Now let me come and work for you. And for 22 years as a former Wayne County judge, I put on for my city. East Side, South Side, North Side, West Side too. Now let me come and bring my skill and talent and work for you. Criminal appeals, divorce, auto accidents, probate, and more. We do everything. That's what we do. Give us a call today so we can come and work for you. 1-833 Vonda Law. I put on for my city. Now let me come and work for you.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product? Do you think companies would be interested in your idea? Do you want to try to get a patent? Then call InventHelp now. InventHelp keeps your idea confidential and explains every step of the invention process. We create professional materials representing your idea and submit it to companies who are looking for new ideas. We have more than 9,000 companies who have agreed to review.
Wayne County Circuit Court Judge at Criminal Division for 22 years now. I'm a practicing attorney. If you have legally purchased a gun, you cannot have it in the passenger compartment of a vehicle or concealed on your person without a CPL. A purchase receipt for a gun is insufficient. If you are stopped by the police, tell them on the advice of my lawyer, I can't say anything. Yourself, if you've legally...
We are working for you. We are InventHelp. Call us for free information at 1-800-460-1663. That's 1-800-460-1663. Again, 1-800.
And for 22 years as a former Wayne County judge, I put on for my city. East Side, South Side, North Side, West Side too. Now let me come and bring my skill and talent and work for you. Criminal appeals, divorce, auto accidents, probate, and more. We do everything. That's what we do. Give us a call today so we can come and work for you. 1-833 Vonda Law. I put on for my city. Now let me come and work for you.
And inspired, you mean the word.
And for 22 years as a former Wayne County judge, I put on for my city. East Side, South Side, North Side, West Side too. Now let me come and bring my skill and talent and work for you. Criminal appeals, divorce, auto accidents, probate, and more. We do everything. That's what we do. Give us a call today so we can come and work for you. 1-833 Vonda Law. I put on for my city. Now let me come and work for you.
Information.
We are 910 AM Superstation. 910, the Superstation. The oldest radio station in town since 1922.
And we are back. And we are back. That was something for Jason. Told me, you know, I love him so very much. He's such a great friend. But do you understand what I'm saying? This is very, very serious. We got to stay woke. And what it is I think that Americans have played checkers so long, we're underestimating what these smaller, inferior countries can do. I mean, it's like a business. You know, do you think Kmart cared about Walmart? We're Kmart. Are you serious? No one's going to put us out of business. Look who's standing now. Walmart. No one ever thought. You think KFC was concerned about some Chick-fil-A? Oh, ain't nobody concerned about that little thing. Listen, they're one chicken sandwich wonder. They're not going to stick around. Look what happened. People underestimate what other people can do, especially when you are thirsty. When you are thirsty, when you are willing to do anything for to get ahead, anything, I'm talking about anything. What ends up happening is you will go the extra mile to get it. You will work your butt off. You will keep prices low. You will be competitive. If I'm a country, I'm going to act like I love Americans. I hate them. Hey, yeah, I love the Big Mac. And I'm going to come and I'm going to learn their ways. I'm going to befriend them. I'm going to give them access to technology. I'm going to loan them money. I'm going to do whatever I can to gain access. It's alleged that there were more Russian visitors during the Trump administration than any other time that they can remember in DC meeting with different people around the world. I mean, meeting with the presidents. Baby, they weren't coming there because they just wanted a hamburger. They was coming in to cut deals. There is a area in Florida that is occupied by many Russian Jews. Some Isles, Sleepy Isles, I can't remember. Very, very prominent area. What's located over there? The Trump International. They were doing business over here, understanding our ways. And then when they got enough, and then after they got them secret documents, they were like, you know what? This is enough of this. It's time for us to jet back and to do who and to live our truth. And what's our truth? We're communists. We don't fit in over here. We got what we needed. We got our little documents, okay? Put them on a little flash drive. We done came over here. We good. And guess what? They are. Because what happened? They go from the war in Ukraine to now dumping billions of rubles in China to make a world currency. They not sleep. We are concerned about social issues. What happened with Kanye, what happened with Adidas, Gap, Balenciaga, abortion, Roe v. Wade, different things that we are not even aware, many of us, that this is going on. Because when I tried to do the research about it, there are not a lot of articles about it. Why wasn't it covered? I understand it's a communist country. I got it. And maybe to cover it would mean that we're supporting communism, but we could also be understanding what the enemy is proposing. And that, I think, is of far importance. It's called intelligence. Charles, we got Charles on the line. Charles, what's your comment?
Hey, I like what you're saying, but you know, I'm going to just throw a hypothetical out there.
Yes, sir.
It's my belief that some of the stuff that we're facing now is because of the top secret and classified information that Trump had in his hand. There's no doubt in my mind.
This is Vonda Evans, your former Wayne County judge of 22 years.
We had before. I believe that when they were over here, they were given information. You know, it is not by accident that some of this stuff is happening throughout the United States, where China wants Taiwan and Russia wants, the other countries. It's not by accident. There's certain things that are going on, and it's probably within those top secrets that he shared with other people. He lets information go to people who should have no reason to have it. We've got these major companies, you know, when you talk about microchips and stuff, they can build them, and that may have been in the plans of the top secret that we were about to make some microchips within our own country. So,
well,
I understand what you're saying.
What they're alleging, what they're alleging is that, and this is one of the things, you know, that I did listen to what Governor Whitmer was saying. Hey, Drina, what's up? Oh, thanks, love. Anyway, so this is one of the things that they said. She's proposing building factories and training people so that we don't have dependence on other foreign countries. See, this is what I'm learning. Follow along. Cheap ain't better. Cheap ain't better. I had gotten some work done and I'm thinking, oh, this is a deal. And I had to go back and spend more money correcting certain things than I would have if I had done it outright a different way. Okay,
Yeah,
people,
like, you know,
people think this. People think I'm gonna get me a cheap lawyer. I'm gonna get somebody cheap. I'm gonna get a little cheap. And then when they end up trying to plead you out and you go to prison or something like that, you get what you pay for. And the problem is that the United States has been able to be cheap all its life, and we lazy. And what we don't want to do, let me tell you something. You can have all the intellect you want, but if you lazy, you can have a broke person that'll outrun you because they'll think and they'll hustle 24/7. Why? Because they want it.
It's just like years ago when I was speaking to a judge and they started out county, sending judges out county. And I told that judge pretty soon they're going to make all Detroit Recorder Court judges run countywide. They're going to change the system. And then if people really understood how large Wayne County is, and if you're a person running for Wayne County Circuit Court, criminal or civil, you've got a large area, and that's why we're losing some of our judges. It's just like at Recorder's Court. That was it wasn't named family court, but the system in which Recorder's Court ran, and Gardner was there, we felt like family as employees. And it was a wonderful place to work in spite of what we had to handle.
But here's the situation. Here's the situation, and let's be honest. For those of you, many of you are very, very young, you don't remember Recorder's Court, but Recorder's Court was a circuit court for the city of Detroit. They did felonies and they did felonies, crimes in which the punishment was greater than a year. Okay. And so that was Recorder's Court. It had been an establishment for like 100 years. Well, there was two young men who killed a very prominent white man. Based on the recommendations of the psychologist, the judge sentenced him as a juvenile. That judge received about 1,000 pieces of hate mail a week. Shortly thereafter, there was an idea. Why do we even have Recorder's Court? They then merged Detroit Recorder's Court to Circuit Court in 1997. Why? Because they said, if you're going to pass judgment on people, they should have the right to vote for you. Now, the Recorder's Court had been established since the 1800s. It got abolished right after that decision regarding that man that was killed by those two young men. And the Court of Appeals reversed the judge's decision and ordered them to be sentenced to life without parole, despite the recommendations of several psychologists. It was a very tragic case. But they got rid of a court they had for over 100 years. Okay? A little bit of tidbit information for y'all. We'll be back.
On the gas, over 4 nights, like dreaming that my dad Balance of Nature, fruits and vegetables in a capsule. Changing the world, one life.
Law. And for 22 years as a former Wayne County judge, I put on for my city. East Side, South Side, North Side, West Side too. Now let me come and bring my skill and talent and work for you. Criminal appeals, divorce, auto accidents, probate, and more. We do everything. That's what we do. Give us a call today so we can come and work for you. 1833 Vonda Law. I put on for my city. Now let me come and work for you.
Okay.
County judge of 22 years. Times are tight financially, and it can be costly to get a good attorney. You deserve an experienced attorney who offers reasonable rates and low monthly payments to fight for you. If you've been charged with a crime, want a divorce, or need help with probate, call us today. Denied insurance or seriously injured in a car accident? You don't pay unless we win. Vonda's Law, experienced attorneys, affordable justice.
Wow. Okay. So what I've decided to do, I love those, okay, is in addition, during the breaks and the commercial breaks, I'm going to be able to come and talk to you off the air, okay? And that'll give us an opportunity to talk about other things, okay? Drina said, that's right, working for yourself, absolutely love it. Listen, what I want to let you all know, obviously, I do have a law firm, etc. But I want to be able to come and give you some law. There are a couple commercials that I do plan on doing that will be able to share some law with you. One of the things I want to talk about, which I think I can't say enough, is about the idea of open carrying. If you have been convicted of a felony, unless certain felonies, your rights have been restored, you could be in the car 10 years later with someone that has a CPL. If the police stop that person driving and they say, I got a CPL, and you're sitting next to them and your rights have not been restored because you've been convicted of a specified felony, you can be charged with felony firearm, felon in possession. What is felony firearm? It is a mandatory 2 years. What does that mean? Do you do like 30 days? No. You have to do 2 years, then you do it. Then you do the remainder of your sentence. That is it. You can't be around someone unless your rights are restored. Many people don't know that. They just think, well, I've gotten off probation. My rights are, many times they're not. And so as a result, with this rush to judgment and all the money for officers for overtime, many people now are being arrested for that because their rights weren't restored. Do we do that at Vonda's Law? Absolutely. Let's go back to the show. So we're back on the air. So my point being to you, we got to stay woke. It's called Sunny Isles. And it's oh my goodness gracious, it's so beautiful. Oh, I think the condos there start at, I don't know, probably $5,000 or $6,000 a month. Drop dead gorgeous. But my question is, why were Russians so close and comfortable with the United States? And I'm going to tell you why. Putin made oligarchs. They're number rich industrialists. They just rich people, rich and greedy. They never were going to be good for Russia. They just rich and greedy. So what they did was they made these rich and greedy and they let them loose all over the world. Just let them loose. Use your money as bait to get in places that will help Russia. Many people who are oligarchs were people, all of them are loyal to Putin. You got to be loyal to me, but I'll make you a billionaire. But I want you to use your money, your yachts, your political contributions. I want you to buy stuff. I buy homes, buy all of these beautiful, $1 million apartments. But I need you to get close to these elected officials. I need to know what's going on. Go ahead. Just you greedy. You not know you good for over here. And they did. Of all of the oligarchs, ain't this interesting? I think it's maybe 300. Ain't none of them defected. They like, Daddy say come home, we got to come home. Zaddy said that. We got to come on home. Do you see any of these oligarchs going against Putin? No, because they understood the assignment. So if he say drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. That's just it. They ain't tried to revolt. They like, okay, well, it was a good run. But Zaddy said, we got to come on back home. And as a result, what's happening is these individuals say, you ain't going to believe this. We got a hold of somebody trying to run for the presidency. What? All of these oligarchs, baby, they was flooding. Do you know in the Trump towers, they were charging $700 and $800 a night just to stay there, and them Russians was paying it because they wanted to hobnob with people in power. There were so many Congress people that had to give back money because they were hosting things for them. But they were doing it because they were trying to get information. And so as a result of trying to get the information, they were successful. They were able to buy property. They were able to invest money. They was able to do, but more importantly, they were able to get close to elected officials. And my belief is that somehow they got close, very close to the presidency at that time. This was all a plan what they was going to do. Because see, they planning down the road. Many Americans are very emotional. What we do is we react when provoked. We're not thinking long term. We're thinking very short term because that's what we think. Listen, here you ready for this? If I got to stand in line longer than 5 minutes to get some chicken, that's too many people. You can't fry no chicken. We want it like that. And as a result, we get distracted by what's some real issues. I got social issue, that's fine. But why isn't the major media covering this summit that they just had in China? And they talking about bringing in, because see, if you do that, you'll give them attention. That ain't gonna stop them. If that is their desire and their goal, which it appears to be, by not covering it does not mean it's going to go away. It means that American citizens are not aware of what's going on. That's all that means. But I wanted to know about that. I happened to be reading something, I'm not sure. And I saw it and I said, let me do my investigation. And lo and behold, so now the Chinese people, think about this, and the Russians can either use the yen or the ruble. That's building up that ruble. It broke when the United States was messing with them. Now they building up, baby. They building up. You hear me? They building up. They building up. And that is the point. And we're going to look around and all of these little Bitcoin and what Elon Musk got, his little currency, they're going to all come together. because they'll give them a deal of a lifetime. They'll lose money to get their money, because let me tell you what happens. When you lose money, it's only going to be short term, because then you got people who say, you mean I'm not charging interest rate? I can use this money like I do a credit card. And you mean to tell me nobody can trace how much money I'm making and what I'm doing with it, and I can buy standard purchases like food, gas, clothing, cars? Oh, I'm for that. Who got the technology? China. Do they have the technology potentially to bring together different like Bitcoins and put it together on a card, a credit card? I believe that. And what they'll do is they'll make it so attractive that United States citizens, greedies, will go right into that and say, oh, I'm for that. Shoot, that's more than what they paying me over here at the credit union. I'm gonna go ahead and buy some of it. They send you a card and you use it. We'll be back.